Flynn.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I rise to speak on an issue that is affecting every community in the electorate of Flynn, and that is the lack of housing. Vacancy rate in central Queensland is sitting at just 0.5%. Parts of the north and south Burnett are 0.1%. And this is having an effect on attracting skilled workers to the region. Rents are rising for families, pensioners and the disabled, and the opportunity for purchasing new homes for young Australians is getting much more difficult. But don't just take my word for it. A report released by the Master Builders Association of Australia in November 24 found the following results from a nationwide survey. 1 in 4 say housing is the most important issue for them, up from 8% in November 23. 90% say it's difficult to afford to buy or rent a property in Australia. 2 out of every 3 say the federal government is the most responsible for addressing the housing crisis. 70% are of a view that the federal government has not done enough to address the housing issue. 85% agree there is a shortage of housing in Australia. 7 in 10 say the housing crisis is damaging the quality of their life in their communities. 7 in 10 say the housing crisis has gotten worse over the last 12 months. 86% of renters who want to buy a home fear they won't achieve it within the next 5 years. 39% have struggled to pay their rent or mortgage in the last 12 months. Now, while there is no silver bullet to alleviate the housing crisis, the simple fact is that supply is not keeping up with demand. While the Labor government has set an ambitious goal of 1.2 million homes in 5 years, recent data has shown that not one state achieved the first-year target for housing completions, with my home state of Queensland falling 6% short of the 20% target. The building trends in general across the country also seem to be going backwards. The latest release of building activity in Australia, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, has provided the following key statistics for the last quarter. The total number of dwelling units commenced fell 4.4% to 45,165 dwellings. New private sector house commencements fell 6.6% to 26,074 dwellings. The value of total building work done fell 0.3% to $38.9 billion. For the 3 years and for the 3.5 years, Labor has been building bureaucracies and not homes. Labor's housing ideas are costing taxpayers $60 billion, yet they are building fewer homes than the former government. Mr Speaker, there is not one single factor that is contributing to the housing crisis. Reasons include labour and material shortages, red tape and restrictive planning, zoning laws and, of course, the government's policies. However, one issue that the Labor government refuses to acknowledge that is contributing to the housing crisis is the level of immigration into this country. Australia welcomed 380,000 net permanent and long-term arrivals over the first 8 months of 2025, the highest volume for this period of a year ever recorded. That is just the first 8 months of this year. Meanwhile, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, just over 150,000 new homes were built in this country during the 2023-2024 financial year. Figures from the ABS also reveal over 2.5 million immigrants came to Australia over the last 5 years. 667,000 immigrants came to Australia in 2023-2024 alone. While it is fundamental that we attract skilled immigration to this country, unsustainable immigration levels are not being addressed or even reviewed by this government. Since the year 2000, it is estimated that Australia's immigrant population has more than doubled, 103%, while the number of housing units has increased only 54%. Mr Speaker, there is no doubt that all levels of government must come together to alleviate the housing crisis. Local and state governments can do their bit by unlocking more land and cutting regulation and encouraging investment. And the federal government must do its bit by immediately reducing immigration levels that are sustainable for our future.